So, hello, my name is Connor. I'm a member of the Flying Turtles in the Texas Wiffle Ball League. I currently run the social media, and I'm joined here by Camden Allison.
What up? I'm Cameron Allison. I'm a member of the Ball Busters, and today we're just here to talk some wiffle ball.
All right, let's get into it. Let me share the screen real quick. All right, so first matchup we got going in is the Wiffle City Vibes versus the Cosby Show. Cam, what are your opinions on this?
Now, I do believe this is going to be the best game this week. The reason I say that is because I was looking at some statistics earlier, and these two teams are actually the second and third best offenses, only behind the Flying Turtles. So I do believe this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be fun to watch. If I wasn't playing, this would definitely be a game I sit there and enjoy.
It's a good take. I like that. Though I don't know if it'll be the most exciting game of the night. I have another one in mind, but it will be a good matchup. Though Cosby Show will be lacking without Tristan and Cooper, their two biggest players last year. So for this game, I think I'm gonna have to take vibes. How about you?
I do agree with taking the vibes, but I will say be on the lookout for KZ. KZ has been putting up a strong can like I don't know if you've looked at his numbers or anything, but he's stepping up, but I just don't know if he's gonna be able to do it against Jesse, Cade, and if Zach's there this week, I think that'll kind of put him over the edge.
We'll see. He has been on a little bit of a Linsanity run going. He's been good. He's a dual threat. He's pitching. I believe last week he pitched all 12 innings for the Cosby Show, and he was hitting very good, I must say. So he might be the next white Shohei Ohtani from the right side of the plate, but we'll see. All right, next matchup we going. This is the matchup I think is going to be the best one of the night is Turtles versus Ballbusters. Cam, what are your thoughts on this?
I do believe this is gonna be a good game. I think a lot of it just depends on if we can hit or not. I know we know what y'all can do. Y'all won back-to-back weeks. Some point, y'all got to lose a game at some point, right? But other than that, it's just we're gonna have to either hit the second best pitcher in the league or the third best pitcher in the league, according to ERA, or not according to ERA. We're either gonna have to hit you or Ian. So regardless, it's gonna be a good matchup.
You never know. We may throw the oddball. Ben Lee himself is back this week, so you may face Ben, you may face Gage, or it might be me and Ian. You never know. We got a four-headed snake going this week. Only person on the team
Dude,
who doesn't pitch currently is Nolan. So, but speaking on that, Mr. Gage West had absurd week last week, over 900 average, 15 RBIs. This man is unstoppable. Yeah, that is
yeah.
the most deadly thing to look out for, I think.
Just kind of asking, like you're Gage's teammate and everything. So if you had to pitch to Gage, would you even throw to him or do you just walk him? Like what's your plan of attack against your teammate?
I did practice against Gage yesterday, and I did throw out intentional walks. I will say that. I got tired of him hitting me. It's not fun. When every ball is a hit or a home run, it gets old. So I you might have to pitch around him, you'll see. But then you got the rest of the Turtles offense cooking. You got Ian cooking. I came back last week, hit a 500 average. Nolan's been proving himself as a good member of the Turtles, not just a fill-in player, more of a permanent role, which we are liking very much. So this will be a good matchup for sure. All right. Next we got Whiffin' Ain't Easy versus Crooked Rooks. Cam?
Uh, I got to be honest. I think this is going to be the biggest blowout of the weeks. I don't think it matters if you have Tate race. I mean, I think you can throw Jackson out there. I just think the Rooks' offense is too good, and honestly, I think their pitching is too good. And with an easy, just they still have to prove themselves. So I that's kind of my take. I think this will be a blowout. I think Rooks will win about 12-0.
I agree here. Statistically speaking, Whiffin' Ain't Easy is last in almost every offensive stat except home runs. They have two home runs. Meanwhile, Who's Your Daddy has zero. So they have a 213 team average, only have 17 hits and seven RBIs all year. So
Mm.
I think Crooked Rooks take this easy. Though you never know. They got two new free agents that just transferred over from your team, the Ball Busters. So you never know. They may shock some people, but for me, it's going to go to Crooked Rooks all day. Next up, we got Who's Your Daddy versus Blue Ballers. Cam, take it away.
I kind of think the same thing. Although, Who's Your Daddy has won more games than I expected them to it this year. So I applaud them for that. They've actually won some games this year. Scott Harris is actually, I believe, eighth in ERA right now. So, congrats to him. With that being said, I do believe the two-headed monster of Jack Hoving and Will Raines on the mounds will get the job done. I expect Paul Marshall to continue his uphill trend in hitting after a rough week one. He kind of figured it seemed like he figured it out a little bit in week two. I think that'll be 7-2 blue ballers.
I agree with you. I think Blue Ballers are going to win, but I don't know if we'll see Jack on the mound. I think they're going to keep sticking with Austin. I mean, Austin is pitching pretty well if you subtract the Turtles game he pitched. Other than that, he's been well and he's been hitting good from the stats. He's been hitting pretty well. But also, who's your daddy? I mean, they're winning games. I mean, last year we thought they were going to go on the Cleveland Browns run, not win a single game, but they did, and now they're winning games too. So you never know. But for this, I'm gonna have to take Blue Ballers. All right, so that brings us back up to the top with Whiffle City Vibes versus Turtles. What are your thoughts on this, Cam?
Uh, I think the Turtles are just gonna continue their streak. I know the vibes are good. I don't know who you pitch to on the Turtles lineup. Are y'all rolling with six or five this week? I don't know if y'all are hitting Matt or what's has Gage said anything about your lineup? Are you hitting six? Are you gonna hit five?
We always hit whoever's there. We never sit anybody, so we always hit whoever's there. So I believe
Okay.
six this week.
Okay. Well, regardless, even Matt, your worst technical hitters are still probably top 15 hitters in the league with Matt and Nolan. Like you can't pitch to Gage, you can't pitch to Ian. I feel like you and Ben, like you can't really pitch to you either. So it's just like is Jesse gonna be? Jesse has one bad game this year, and it was against y'all. And I'm assuming Jesse will throw that game. Again, he has nasty stuff, great pitcher, but y'all's offense has been absurd this year. So I'm gonna take Turtles. I'm gonna go 6-1.
I'm gonna have to take Turtles as well. I think Jesse's a top five pitcher, top three easy. But I remember last year we have lit him up before. We've lit him up in the past. There's nothing against Jesse. He's a great pitcher. Just Turtles, we know how to hit, and we hit good. So we've been on a roll. The only way I can see them possibly pulling out a win is if they just walk Gage every single time. And don't give that man anything over the plate, or else you'll be asking for a new ball. So I'm going to take Turtles 5-1 in this.
Hmm.
All right. Next up, we got Crooked Rooks versus Blue Ballers. What do you think about this?
I think it depends on one thing. Will the blue ballers come out to hit? I'd have to assume it's going to be a Tate. I want to say Tate Jack game, but Jack feels like he's kind of taken more of a reliever role this year. So this might be a Tate versus Will Raines game with Jack coming in to maybe close it or throw the third or fourth inning if Will gets into some trouble. But will blue ballers hit? That is kind of the key question of not only this game, but of this year. I think with Tate on the mound, they haven't seen him in a year. I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna go 4-2 Rooks.
Interesting. I think this all boils down to pitching because what Jack has been trying to do, which is a really good idea, he's been trying to get all of his guys ready for the playoffs by letting them pitch in these other games. Like I won't say that they don't matter, but it's essentially all these games are just for seeding for the playoffs. So he's trying to get all of his guys ready to pitch. So if they need to pitch in the playoffs, they're good to go, which is a great idea. And Jack's just kind of coming in when he needs to. So if they throw, because when we played Rooks last week, to my shock, they threw Race instead of Tate, which was an odd move. But so if they throw Tate this game, I think they have a good chance. But I'm still gonna have to take Blue Ballers. I think I'm gonna take it 2-1. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Good
Hmm.
pitching going on. All
Hmm.
right, so that brings us to our championship. We got Flying Turtles. Who'd you take, Rooks or Blue Ballers?
I took the Rooks in that game.
All right. We'll take
Uh,
Rooks. I think Rooks are gonna win as well. It's going. I think it's
Okay.
either. I think it's going to be 2-1 either way. It just depends on who's the
Hmm.
mound. So for shits and giggles, let's take a rook. So we got Turtles Crooks rematch. Not really rematch.
Uh,
I mean, we played them last week and we won by a fair amount. I think we won by 3 or 4. So rematch in the championship. What are your thoughts?
I think y'all are gonna three-peat. I don't. I have to assume we see. I don't know who Gage is gonna go. You could either it's either gonna be you or Ian, obviously. Versus, I'd have to assume Tate's gonna be on the bump as long as he's there. Um, and those are two top five pitchers in the league, or I guess three top five pitchers in the league. Whoever they y'all want to throw. But I just can't. I think y'all are gonna hit better than them. I think that's what it comes down to, and I think it's gonna be five. Give me 5-3, Turtles three-peat.
I like that. I'm a little biased, but I am going to take Turtles as well, just because we've been so hot at the plate compared to last season. If you compare last season to this season, it is a tremendous change. Though we've given up more runs on the mound, we've definitely hit a lot better. Last season we were heavily reliant on pitching, a lot of 1 run, 2 run games, a lot of close games, but seems now our hitting's really turned around and we just have a lot more room to work with on the mound. Like you can give up a run here, it's fine because we'll just get it back. So I'm gonna have to take Turtles. I'm gonna go 7-1.
7-1.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think it's gonna be an offensive blowout. We'll see.
Okay. Hmm.
So
You don't think you think Tate's gonna let up 7 runs?
maybe we'll see. We'll see if this stuff is as good. I like Tate. I like Gene Boy just as much as the rest of us do. If you haven't, go peep his there's a new post online. I don't know what Instagram page is, but it is Tate and Gene's holding a deer. And it
Okay.
is have you seen that, Cam?
I don't think I have, unless it's your profile picture, then I
It
have. But
is.
if
It
it's okay,
is.
I've seen it then.
No one is safe from my profile pictures, but yeah, so I think it's gonna be a good matchup. I'm liking it. I think it's looking real competitive this week.
I do too. I like the matchups going into this week.
All right, Cam, I got a little thing for us to play, a little short game right here. I'm gonna randomly pick 3 players, and you're gonna have to tell me overrated, underrated, or properly rated. All right, you
Okay,
ready? All
I'm
right.
ready.
First person, Jackson Richardson.
Oh, I'm not hearing all three players. I'm just
We're
okay.
going
I
one
got
at
you.
a time here.
I'd say properly rated. He does his job very well. He's a Silver Slugger candidate, like always. Like everyone knows. I think everyone gives him a hard time for his defense. I think he gives himself a hard time for his defense. But when it comes to best hitters in the league, he's top five this year. And then obviously coming off a Silver Slugger, I think he's properly rated.
I would have to agree on I'd have to agree with you on that, though. He is a little low on the home run count this year. He's only on 3, but I mean, season is very early, and it only takes 1 game to get like 5, as Gage West has shown before. All right, next player we got is Nolan Chazick. Properly
Oh,
rated, underrated, or just right there?
Nolan. I'd say underrated. I don't think a lot of people talk about him just because like the problem is he's the sixth best hitter and the best lineup in the league. So you're not really thinking about him that much, but he's still a phenomenal hitter. So like even though people aren't talking about him, that doesn't mean he's bad. That just means he's buried in a really good lineup.
Yeah, I would say Nolan is underrated. Not many people. He's only been out for a handful of games in the past season, mostly as a guest player when we're down. But I will say, week 1, he did have 3 home runs. Shocked a
Hmm.
lot of people. I know I picked him off the waiver wires in fantasy because he's going to be a permanent addition now. So I'd say a little bit underrated. All right, last player here. We got Mr. Paul Marshall.
Paul Marshall. Ah, dang. I don't mean this any disrespect to Paul. I think he's gonna figure it out, and I think he's gonna be where exactly he's supposed to be rated. But I think at the moment he's a little overrated. Um, There was a lot of talk with that top 18 list. We've heard from our buddies over at the Birds podcast. People had a lot of high expectations for him, myself as well. But I'm not really worried about him just at the current moment. He was supposed to kind of be the guy. He was supposed to be the Aaron Judge of that lineup, and he's off to a slump to start the year. So I'm hoping he picks it back up, but for the moment, I would say overrated.
I'll have to agree with you there. I think Paul, nothing against Paul. He's a great hitter, but I think he is just a tad overrated coming into the season. I mean, high expectations. He's supposed to lead the blue ballers in his hitting. Considering how well he hits in fast pitch, you figured it'd translate over to medium, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But I think he's got time, plenty of time to turn it around. So we'll see him back to being properly rated soon.
I agree.
All right, and then I think that concludes everything we have. Anything else you want to add, Cam?
I think that's good. I'm just ready to play another week of wiffle ball.
All right, we will see you all out there Wednesday night. All right, take care, Cam.
You as well.
There we go.
Sweet.